a bomb got dropped upon us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown, we'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from.
Hello everyone, it's the Nameless one, and tonight we will be continuing the Lost Memories campaign. And with me I have Argo, Moon, Petrol, Fair, Hax, Cameo, and Bunny. If I can go ahead and get somebody to do a recap for me.
We had a therapy session with a small traumatized child.
That's one way to put it.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, it was an intervention.
I'm pretty sure
No.
therapy sessions usually don't involve the one receiving therapy trying to kill you at first.
Well,
I don't know what therapy you've been to, but...
You're right, that's only if you want to be affected.
So,
Anyway, so we made a lot of progress with this with the therapy session, to the point where Gaia, the name of the zebra that we befriended, is now letting us stay at her area at times.
Well, she's letting us shelter there from the four that want to kill us, at the very least.
Yes, and also we have to go to different areas to try. We're going to try to do a pacifist route to make sure we don't kill them.
So, this is gonna sound like a dumb question, but she's one of the 13, test subjects that survived, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's how... Okay. I was just checking.
Oh,
Okay, the most important member joined. Simris.
so she's the one that is known as the doll maker.
Yes, though she does not like that name, and we shall not call her that because she doesn't like that.
We gave her a real name.
We give her a name, Gaia.
Kaya?
Gaia.
Kaya.
C-A-L-L-E. Oh wait, Gaia. Gaia. Sorry. C-A-L-L-A. Sorry. I learned Polish, but I'm still trying. I sometimes
Gaia?
mess up. Gaia.
Hiya.
The two L's make a yeah sound.
Hey, yeah.
Gaia.
In the
No,
document.
no, with a K, not a H.
Alright.
But
Let's see.
yeah, after we made friends, we went outside to try and approach the city, only to find ourselves face to face with pestilence, famine, war, and death. Who were not
There are a whole
entirely
lot of
pleased with us being there. War started lobbing artillery at us, and when I say war was lobbing artillery at us, I mean there was no gunpowder involved. It was just like the bare artillery shells that war was just lobbing at us.
You fucking told me about it.
I don't even know if that's the correct way to use them.
He is, though.
I'm reminded of the,
Well, it
the
doesn't
image
matter for him.
of the guys on the ship with the artillery round and the one guy with the axe. But yeah, so that was a whole lot of dope. So we ran back to Kaya's tower, and apparently the shield around the inner, like around the city, the dome shield around the city, is being projected by the 13 super soldiers. So we have to go and talk to each of them in order to bring the shield down and get into the city. So
And I think 4 of them are the 4 horses.
4 horses of the apocalypse.
And if I didn't already explain it at the time, the shield is a kinetic barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like anything you do to it, it returns in spades.
You know, you could just say it's the Black Panther suit, and everyone would understand it.
Not everyone. I don't know what that meant.
Okay, anyone who's watched the MCU would understand it.
I have not watched it. I don't know what that is.
But
Wrong universe, man. You're forgetting.
It's not dissimilar to how the Canterlot barrier was used to redirect a lot of the energy. But it's a little more violent and a little more immediate. It makes for a very sturdier barrier, though, when you're just like blasting the energy back out at them.
Yes.
Meanwhile,
But yeah, so we have to talk
Jasper's
to like
very-
the 9 different house area tower places.
13, I believe it is.
Well,
Well, I
it
think
would
there's
be-
like 9,
well,
and then there's the 4.
it
No,
would
we
be-
have to go to 12 more.
Hold on. Are the 4 included in the total number
Yes.
of like the 4? Okay. So yeah,
Yes,
so
they
we
are.
only have to visit like 8 first, and then we have to deal with the others. Other 4.
Which will be interesting, because they clearly do not want us there.
But like if we talk to the others first, they probably will dislike us a lot less.
Are we even gonna have that chance, given that they're shoot first? Don't even bother to ask questions, just shoot.
Yep, just
Sick.
shoot.
It's stealthy.
I don't think we're gonna stealth past them. They know that we're there. It's just open ground. There's no, like, course for us to stealth.
Unless y'all be digging underground, but that's a whole other issue.
Wait, hold on. Also, why are we like sneaking on like this side of the thing? Why don't we walk around the outside, since we can just go back in?
We would have to go through another tower.
I mean, we're gonna have to
Yeah,
go through
we have to
another
go to the
tower
other towers
anyway
anyway.
to
Yeah,
talk to the others. So
but I can almost guarantee you that by the time we come out of that other tower, those 4 will be back right there. They figured out where we were the first time. I think they could figure it out again.
We just do that. We go around like this. I think it would be a circle.
Hax, do I
Yep.
need to remind you that they weren't necessarily chasing you?
It probably would be, if what you're saying is instead of trying to navigate our way between the towers inside the outer barrier, it would probably be easier to navigate around the outside. That is probably correct.
Thank you for understanding what I was saying after like the second time I tried saying it.
I don't know. It sounded more like the third or fourth time.
I'm genuinely
And
generous.
like
yourself.
2 other people saying it.
I'm being nice to our good drinker. I don't know what else to call him.
Yeah, Hacks, go fuck yourself, Hacks.
No, that's your thing.
I don't know what anyone is talking about. I don't know what any of those equines are talking about. So we're going to walk out around the outside of the barrier, try to get to the next one.
Okay, so it is currently outside. It is nighttime, so you guys can try to camp in the doll
Wait a
makers area.
How did we immediately jump to night when we just started the first?
Did we?
Yes, I
Question is-
kept track. We just started it. That's why you see the arrow to the side.
I see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we did
yeah,
camp
good thing.
outside within the barrier, and then like right in the morning meet the 4.
Yes. I keep track of my shit.
Ah, Bunny is back. More
Sorry,
technical difficulties.
sorry. I'm just dumb.
So
Who need that?
It's okay. There's smoke button.
okay, so you guys don't have to like do anything difficult to get through the doll maker's place because she's non-hostile now. So she did inform you of where to go for the farseer, though.
Then let us try and go to the farseer. How funny would it be if she was like nearsighted?
Oh my god. So nearsighted is legally
The
blind.
irony.
Definitely not an oxymoron.
Oh jeez.
Anyway, so yeah, let us try and get there.
Okay.
Yes, which way is the farseer?
So from you, where you guys are, you will have to go down 2 buildings to, if you're facing the doll maker's place, it would be to y'all's right.
You also know that like I know the cardinal directions, right?
Yes, but Nameless doesn't.
Fine.
So
head there.
Nemesis' directional skills are absolute garbage.
Trust me,
Mine
I
aren't
almost got
though.
lost coming home today, so.
It was a combination of you and Granddad, but you were both having an argument with the GPS.
I don't know
Really?
what you're talking about.
Fine.
What the fuck is a GPS?
so
GURPS positioning system.
you,
No way.
Petrol, shut up. So you guys get to a relatively pristine building after passing several, the 2 that, one being mostly badly damaged and another basically crawling with crows.
Oh boy, I wonder what's in the curve run.
But you guys get to a relatively pristine building compared to the rest of them. Like, it's showing the passage of time, but it isn't like destroyed, on fire, actively mutating, growing random spikes or anything like that.
This building looks oddly out of place.
I mean, it is the one they told us it is.
Well, we see a building, we're going to go in it.
We passed several buildings, that's not the same thing.
This one is a very different building. It's clearly a thing. This one is a special building, which means we have to go in it.
We were just mentioned
Hold
the
on,
last
what do
time
you
we
mean
went
like this one is special? All these buildings are special. They're all special in their own ways. You see that building over there? It's on fire. I think that's
Natural,
pretty special.
the last time that we went into a
Knock,
special
knock,
building, a
knock.
city stood up.
It's not my fault you can't keep your data shut.
No.
Moop is knocking on the door. Moop, why are you knocking on the door?
So, Moop, when you knock on the door swings open. Rather quietly, I would say, too.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
Seems inviting.
Honestly, if a door were to open slowly and creak, that would be a lot creepier. But, hello?
No answer.
I feel like we're gonna walk in and discover that their power is that they like can see like 5 steps ahead or something.
I mean, that's pretty nearsighted. I mean, you should be able to see like a couple of dozen feet in front of you.
In chess, that would be enough
No.
to make you Grandmaster.
No, what? I don't even know what chess is.
How do you not know what chess is?
They didn't bet where I was from. They didn't bet where I was from. I assumed it was mostly a Punish thing.
It's the part of your body where your lungs are.
No,
No.
Doc, that's chest.
Yeah, I
There's
think
an-
he said
There's an S and then a T, like a tst. I said chess, but just an
But-
S.
I carefully.
Sometimes I can't tell if you're saying one thing or the other.
So,
We're heading inside.
okay. So, you guys get into the courtyard. It's not too dissimilar from the dollmaker's place, other than, the notable lack of dolls. In fact, this place is actually rather clean, all things considered.
Kind of weird.
Person who likes organization. Nice. Huh.
I can respect some good organization.
It's clean. Too
Yes.
clean.
There is door. Do you go through door?
Probably. We're trying to make it into them, I am
If there's only
assuming.
one door, then yes, we're gonna go through it.
I mean, that there's the door you came from and the door you're headed to. So
I want to go to that door.
You can
You're
go to
going
that
to the-
door.
You're going through that door.
Seems to be the only path forward.
Okay, so everybody goes through the door, and they step into yet another empty room. Suspiciously empty. Like there's literally nothing here. There is another pair of
Not even a
doors,
door?
but like there's no furniture, there's no bits and pieces of things. It's just empty.
Ah, I see. This one likes doors.
Maybe they just like an open space.
It kind
Maybe
of
we should try a window.
there are
I
no
don't
windows.
see any windows.
No, that's the suspicious part.
I'm going to walk
I
to the next door
personally
and
don't mind
open it.
These doors.
What if
make
we
better
call
doors.
out and ask if anybody's out there?
Why do I feel like everything's invisible and that's gonna kick our ass later when we try to
Hmm.
What if we just ask if anybody's home?
We did that already. Nobody.
Well, I mean, you said
wait.
it in Polish. We could say it in Zebra. And maybe they'll understand.
Zebra.
Well, how many people speak zebra?
I speak
Me.
Zebra. Me too.
So
It is my native language. So I will call out if anyone is here.
So you get no answer, but it is echoey.
I shall open up the next door, I guess.
So the one to the left or the one to the right? Because you have two.
Oh, there's 2 doors. Nobody told me.
I did say
left
two
door.
doors.
Left door.
Okay. So you open the room or open the door, and the room you can't see the room in next that goes through there. It is very dark.
Torches. We have magic torches.
I am going to say, light! And I'm going to put my little lumiere.
There is a loud pop as the crystal explodes.
Oh.
Huh.
Oh.
Well,
Alright, just going to edit this to say broken lumiere.
well, that's
That's not good.
not useful.
Well, okay. No one knows turn on your
well,
lumiere.
I can
because they might break.
Open the other door real quick.
So,
See if it's the same.
when you open the other door, it is also all of the dark. And hold on just a second.
Yes.
Fair, your night vision, it is night vision, correct? Not dark vision?
Yes.
Yes.
Night vision 5.
I forget if that means anything special, Moon.
That just means -5 to any penalty from darkness, so long as there's some kind of light.
Okay. So, what door do you walk through first?
Walk through to the left one first.
Left
Hey.
door.
Moop, quick question.
Yeah.
Any chance you could provide some light?
I try. Sure. I'll give you guys some light.
Bunny, you're echoing.
So, you guys all going into the left. Moop's gonna try and provide light.
Yes,
Yep.
So, who's going first?
I will walk in first.
So as you guys walk in, like you notice the person in front of you just kind of vanishes.
Oh, that's not good.
You do not see them.
Hold up. This is not a good sign.
Moop, be
Sir.
careful where you point that fire.
I'll do it.
I would
I'm
say
going to
straight up.
stump.
Yes, because you want somebody already walking in the dark, looking straight up in the air. Do you not see the problem with this?
I mean,
In order to point it up, she has to look up.
yes.
Which you can tell.
Your
because
your
spatial
inner ear is
awareness.
still able to tell you which way gravity is, even in complete darkness.
That's not what I'm talking about. If there is anything in her way, or it's too dark for you to see still, all that's gonna happen, she's gonna end up tripping over something.
By looking.
Well, that's when you use stick.
But by looking up and providing light for everyone else, hopefully.
I could ride on someone's back for that, but Nissa, where are you? You just disappeared.
I am in the room. Wait,
Can
I can
you-
see you right there.
Walk backwards.
Are we going to navigate through echolocation?
So,
I can
I
do
mean-
that.
I mean, it is possible. We could also use stick, but that's something else entirely. Just
There's a bunch of people like screaming in a hallway.
Actually, you don't need to scream for echolocation. Especially if you have good enough hearing, you could just do clicks. Don't
and
ask how.
Yeah, it's still funny to think about.
I can make
technically,
click
only,
noises.
Almost like I'm a bat pony.
yes, I was about to say, only one of you would be able to get away with echolocation without, considering none of you have any kind of training or like natural talent for it.
Except, of
Yeah.
course, for the one that's half bat.
Yes,
Half bat.
he is Bat Pony, so he gets echolocation.
I am all the bat.
So,
I'm bat pony.
I will also point out that none of the light from the room, because there is light in the room that you are in. It is a sad electrical bulb, but it is still light. Is making it past the threshold of the door.
The room that we were just in, or the room that is dark?
Both.
That we're in.
Both.
Oh wait, you said just in. Are you talking about left and right, or are you talking about the one that you entered in?
Center room, door on the left, door on the right. We went through the left door.
Well, Nasa
Well-
stepped through the left door.
And it's still part of the darkness.
Yes.
I'm going to try to
Well, I
put
go
my
into
hooves
the
on the wall,
darkness.
and I'm going to follow the wall.
Wait, can Nasa see the like doorway that you went in through?
Nasa is basically blind right now.
Oh, fun!
I will go into the darkness.
Okay.
You were born in the darkness. Molder bat.
Shush.
You
We merely adopted the darkness.
Shush.
If
Guys,
you would like to roll for echolocation, it is a perception -2.
What about me?
That is
What if I
that
tried to run?
You said
you just can't
minus
roll for echolocation. It is
Oh.
specifically for fair. Yes, -2. Fair is the only one capable of echolocation.
That is a 9, not a 6. Alright. Well,
I am that.
it doesn't fail.
So, as far as you can tell with the echolocation, there is nothing alive in the room that you need to worry about. There is a... What is that for, Moon?
It's my wonderful art of the rooms.
Okay. So, you guys are in the room to the left. There appears to be at least one table and a chair. But as far as you can tell, your echolocation was not very good at locating, closed doors against walls.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm trying to
But-
feel the wall, and I'm trying to go around, following it to try and find a door.
Roll perception for touch.
I told you just to walk backwards so you can get back over here.
Do it at a -2, actually, because you were looking for something that was built for adults, and you're a bit short, so. Okay, so you don't feel anything necessarily. You do feel the occasional difference in the wall, but you cannot tell if it's, a door frame or a crack. Because there appears to be several of those. I will not say which.
There was no signs of life in the room
And massage
that I went into.
I will
Assuming
say
was
that
the same room.
you were in the same room as Nasa. When I said no signs of life, I meant anything other than Nasa. You knew she was in the room already.
But I know where she is, obviously.
Yes, you know where she is, and you know that it's about a medium-sized room with two pieces of furniture, a table and a chair.
I call out to Nasa. Say, can you hear me?
I assume I can hear, right?
Yes, you can hear perfectly fine.
Yeah, I hear you fine.
I can't hear you, it's too dark in here.
I will
Follow the sound of my voice.
I will say that your echolocation, because of how echolocation normally works, when she is making noise, you can also tell where she is.
Please. I was born in the dark.
There's actually a pretty interesting game that kind of illustrates what you would basically be seeing, Fair. So every time
I know the game that you're talking about.
Yeah, so you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I played it.
Yeah.
I played all of it.
You may not necessarily notice a door right away because closed door against a wall, but you will be able to notice things like individuals in the room.
Suppose I should make sure Nasa is comfortable in the darkness. Are you okay?
Good question. I really like to be able to see, but I can't right now, so it's whatever.
Well, if you want to see, then you should follow the sound of my voice.
Are we trying to
Bring me back to the
go
room.
for this?
So
You're not much use in a dark room where you can't see.
Both rooms are dark.
yes, Cameo. There is a table and a chair in the room.
Yes, I noted the table and chair. We'll come back to that later.
I hope Nasad isn't just randomly walks into one of those.
So, Nasa, are you trying to just follow the voice, or are you going to backtrack across the wall again?
Backtracking across the wall, trying to find the voice.
Okay. So you make it to the
Backtracking.
door.
Yeah. Oh, so I make.
You make
Okay.
it because they left the door open. They didn't close the door on you. At least, not that they told me.
Alright. So, we need to find the door in there.
Well, I know that there's a table and chair in that room.
Nasa, you cannot confirm this. So,
Okay, not to sound rude, but could you tell because you're a pet, Bunny, or...
Yes. It's called echolocation.
Was this rude to say? Sorry, I've never interacted with a pet pony before.
Well, it's pretty normal for me, so I see no offense. I could help guide everyone through if that's what they would want.
But that'd be very useful considering we're trying to, make it through.
I can't exactly notice doors against flat walls. That's how echolocation works.
don't forget there is also the room to the right that you have not explored yet. So, your decision to pick which one you go through.
Fine, we can check the door on the right and then see what's in that room. Well, not see, we'll hear what's in that room.
I concur.
Okay, so you go over to the right room. Fair, roll your perception.
That one does not.
So you don't get a really clear idea of the room. You know there's more than one table. But there may be a hole in the wall, too.
I will go back to the main room that everybody else is in and tell them, yeah, it's kind of fuzzy in there. I think there's tables, maybe a hole in the wall. It was kind of loud.
The tables were running interference.
The tables were running.
A hole in
Sounds
the
like they
wall?
need to be bolted down then.
Like an open door kind of hole?
From what you could
hard to
tell,
say.
it was probably too big, maybe?
Seemed a little too big to be a door, but still really fuzzy.
As far as
Wait,
you
is
can
it
tell,
like a
though,
flat hole in the wall, or is it like you can walk through the hole? Like,
you were unable
was-
to ascertain this information.
so can we like try and go in and like find the holes in the wall, like see if those are what we're supposed to go through?
You're more than welcome to go through there. Be my guest.
I don't know where the holes in the wall are.
Far wall, left wall, or right wall?
It would be the far right wall on Moon's picture there.
It was on
Probably
the right hand side of the room.
somewhere in the middle-ish.
Yeah, on the right hand side of the room.
So I go to the wall, and I'm going to try to feel for a hole.
Okay, so as
I
you're
will
moving,
go in as well.
as Nasa is moving through, you get a better view of the room as you hear a metal clunk. Nasa,
Oh wow, do that again.
So Nasa, you hit your head on something slender and cold? Metallic feeling?
Oh, there's a pipe there.
It was
Hit
actually,
my head.
it was actually an upturned table. Table?
It's like a location, not exact.
Nassau
I'm in bed.
now knows very well that some of the tables are upside down, and thus hard to feel when you're feeling the wall.
It was kind of hard to tell if those were tables or pipes sticking out of the ground.
You could have told me that first.
I didn't think it was relevant at the time.
The throbbing pain in my head says otherwise.
We'll try to do better.
Someone drag me out.
I can grab her and pull her out.
I mean, she didn't get knocked unconscious, but
No, I'm not unconscious, just in pain.
But as you do so, you do note that there are quite a few tables in this room, and they seem to be kind of scattered
I
around.
will, noted.
The haphazard scattering of tables is part of the reason that you had difficulty.
There's lots of flat surfaces to direct the angles of sound.
Imagine being a person and walking into that. The amount of stub toes you'd get.
So I'll relay to the party that I found out why it was hard to see in the room.
Hard to see
So
or
did
hard to hear?
It's kind of both. Hard to explain. But be careful of tables. They are made of metal and all over the place.
Yes, and I hit my head.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Awkward move. Check my head. Make sure I don't have a... What is that called? A concussion?
You can roll diagnosis or physician to As far as you can tell, no, there is no concussion.
No concussion. You're good.
So, Shieldwing, did you detect if there was any lights in that room at all?
Not as far as I can tell. It was dark. I used ears to see.
Well, I'm going to walk in and start feeling the walls around if there's any lights.
I would like to see this.
So, as you are feeling the walls, you also feel a slender, cold metal object. You're slightly taller though, so it doesn't hit you in the head, but it does hit you in the chest.
So don't even roll for that, just done?
Maybe it's a bad idea for you guys to go in there.
Or you could, work as a team instead of just fair watching as the people that literally cannot see anything continue to bumble around in the darkness.
It's still kind of hard for Shieldwing to process that they can't see. It's like, oh, right, you can't.
Is there...
So there's a table on the right that is immediately there. It's sticking up. You will run into it.
Can you use your echolocation to, hot and cold us? And say, hey, you're about to run into something? Or does it not work that way?
I mean, I could say, yeah, you're getting close to it.
Also, I do need
Or there's an object in front of you.
touch perception from Petrol for only a -1.
Oh, what's a past?
So, as you are feeling the wall, you do feel what feels like it could be a light switch. You switch it.
Yes.
Oh
It
boy.
clicks, you hear a slight buzzing noise, and then a pop.
Ow. That was a little high pitched.
Well, that didn't work.
Was that a light switch? I couldn't tell if that was a twig or a piece of metal sticking
Vigil,
out of
what
the
was
wall.
that?
Given that I just flipped the switch, it was luckily a light. Was
Okay.
a light.
Vigil, I just want to remind you that in the last room, we tried to use the magical torch, which went boom as soon as we tried to turn it on in there. What made you think the light would be any different?
I don't know, maybe this building has some weird spells on it. Do I look like a unicorn to you?
Sounds like this place needs an electrician.
He looks like a person who does in fact have an Arcana skill.
He's got you there, Petru. You do have thaumaturgy.
Terrible
You know-
thaumaturgy, but thaumaturgy
Yeah,
nonetheless.
there's something missing from my head which would indicate I have any idea of what I'm doing.
I mean, they can't see that right now.
What am I
Okay,
creating?
also, what do you mean, a horn or a brain?
Okay,
I
that one
like-
was good.
I like
that one was
deadpan.
good.
That was a good one.
I like look over where you hear the sound and just deadpan. Not
We
not
can't
as
You know
easy
see
you
as-
though.
can see it, right?
None of us can see you though.
No, you don't need to see it. It's just
I can see it.
Well, it's not
But he-
exactly easy to distinguish facial
I was gonna say,
features, though. So,
Well, I understood the gesture. He looked in that direction, like, no.
so, are you
I
going
can
to
see the
attempt
general shape.
further exploring into the room?
yes, I'm gonna try to see if I can find anything that could possibly indicate a door.
Are you going to go to the
Yeah.
right to the hole that was indicated in the wall?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So go ahead and roll
I'm
perception.
also going to go that way.
Fair, if you're going to attempt to help steer him
Ah.
away from tables, then also roll perception.
-2.
Yes.
That passes.
Again, you keep hitting that on the nose.
So you make it through without any interruption from table legs or upturned tables. But where you get to
I
the
will
hole in
make
the wall,
note
you'll make
hole in the
wall.
wall.
Note of what?
Note of where the things that could be potential obstacles for people that can't see.
Okay. When you get to the hole in the wall, there's what feels like a counter. For fair, it appears to be a whole ass alcove. There seems to be a door shaped hole not farther, like down the side of the wall. There's excuse me. There is a space where there is no hole before the door appears. From what you can tell from your echolocation, the inside of that alcove is fairly shallow, but it is enough space for a pony or something of that size to be able to move around in.
Oh, well, I
There's
might as well. I'm already
something
here.
around-
So you are going to enter the space?
Yep. Also, before I will yell out, everyone, if you suddenly hear yelling and screaming, run the other way.
I'm still on the ground,
Preferably not
clutching
into
my
the
head.
tables and chairs.
The inside of the alcove has no tables, chairs, but it does have what appear to be squat, somewhat rectangular objects. They're about the same height as the counter area that you guys were over.
What could that be?
Can I try and figure out what they are?
Roll a perception -4 to like feel, see if you can.
Oh, it worked.
So you can feel a lot of knobs and what feels like circular grates on the top. One of them, it is a bunch of knobs in a big flat space. And there's also what feels like a sink.
Huh, everything in the kitchen sink.
You also feel what feels like a handle. It is a long handle placed parallel to the floor at about just below the top of the boxes, the cube-shaped things. It is only on 2 of them. The flat-topped one does not have one of those.
Huh. Honestly,
I want to investigate these little clips.
Out of character, I have no fucking clue what this is. I think I'm
only
just
half
being,
kind of see, and I still have no idea what it is.
I think I'm just being dumb, but I don't know.
So, are you also going to poke and prod?
Yes.
So, a little more detail. The top of each box has 4, except for the flat-topped one, the top of each box has 4 of the circular grates. There's 2 larger grates set to the bottom left and top right, and then 2 smaller grates also set to opposite.
So there's stoves.
I see somebody finally figured it out.
I was thinking I had an indication it was a kitchen, but I thought, nah, I'm just being an absolute dumbass here.
You know,
That is how
I
burners
think,
on a stove are laid out.
I
Why
think
do
we
I
might
feel like
be in.
Nameless is currently looking over at his stove to figure out the position of the big ones and the small ones?
Oh, he most definitely is.
You kidding me? I don't have to look at a
He's
stove
got
to
an
know what it
electric
looks like.
stove. He has an electric stove. It's all flat.
Yeah, fair enough.
Vigil,
Yeah.
I think we're in a kitchen.
Is there a fridge nearby?
So,
I think so. It might be that weird alcove thing.
that you do feel a pair of doors that could be a fridge.
Open them.
Yes. Open
There
the
is-
fridge, see if the light's on.
Exactly.
Smells.
Exactly what I was going for.
So, you open it and you immediately feel the urge to puke from
Oh, what a
the
wonderful smell you
lovely,
have discovered.
the lovely, lovely smell of everything from curdled milk to what smells like rotting meat.
I'm assuming
Yep.
the light doesn't work.
Yep, we're in a kitchen.
No, the light
We're in a
does not work.
kitchen.
By the smell of it,
again.
the fridge has not worked in a very long time.
Let's.
I'm just gonna close that back.
Yep. Pretend that never happened because. No.
For everybody on the outside of the room, you do get a lovely whiff of this bouquet of amazing smells.
Vigil, did you try and open a fridge?
We don't want to talk about it.
So you assume that the fridge, for one thing, had power this entire time, and for another thing, even if it did, you assume everything hadn't spoiled anyways.
You're
Because
acting
it's
as
been
if
there for
magic
a few
hasn't
hundred
preserved
years.
things before for long periods of time. On top of that, given the fact that someone does live here, it would make sense for them to restock the fridge if they use it.
For one thing, I doubt that they would use the fridge.
Speaking of things and electricity, and there's a pop, and there goes your light. It is not as dark. Like, you could tell where the doors are because it is darker. But, yeah, the light just went out.
Great.
Hold on.
Is that the sound
I'm
of another bulb dropping?
gonna take a seat and then start a fire.
So
I'll be there with a torch.
the fire is able to adequately light the room.
Okay, well, at least this room does not seem to have all-consuming darkness.
I'm gonna try and find my way back to where you guys are now. I'm tired of sitting here in pain.
You can see them, Nasa. You got pulled out of the room, so when the
I'm sorry, I
fire is
didn't hear
lit,
then.
you can see it.
Okay.
So, this little spot was a bust, so, why don't we try that doll thing you thought you found?
Checks one wall. This room is a bust.
This room is a bust. No, actually, I'm gonna go to the other wall and like feel it to see if I can feel anything different than concrete or
So
whatever the walls are made of.
Perception -1 for touch. I know some people have changes to touch. I'm going to ignore that, Moon.
Thank you, Mood.
So as you're feeling, I'm assuming you went straight to the opposite wall?
Yeah.
So as you're feeling away, you do feel what appears to be a door.
I open.
Just watch, because these two rooms were opposite each other in the other room. This door will lead to the other room we were just in.
So you have opened said door. Inside is a small room. There appear to be
Let me guess.
several partitions.
Is it a broom closet, or is it a pantry?
I was gonna say, let me guess, it's a pantry.
There are several partitions that seem to be affixed to the wall, making for smaller, almost rooms.
Are we talking like really small or big enough for a pony to be in small?
Big enough for a pony to be in small.
Ah, so it's showers.
So
Can't seem to see anything in there either.
You can't see anything anyway.
That was the joke.
But yeah, so he was right.
I'll go to the back wall and feel it.
perception -1 again.
Avoiding all the tables that are littered this darkness with as a minefield.
That would have
That
failed
does not
normally.
pass.
So there are bumps on the
Yes.
wall, but you can't tell if they're cracks or if they're like door jams or what's going on here. You ran into a table a couple times. You're not even sure if it's the same table.
Yeah. I'm getting tired of this. I'm going back. Hey Joe, you coming with me? As much as I'd love to watch you play around in the dark.
I'm gonna keep looking around.
Really? Look around, huh?
Yes.
Let me know how that works out for you.
I believe he's using the term look generously.
So
I'm going to feel around the other walls, on the other main wall then.
Okay. So you're going to fill along the back wall or the
Yeah, the back wall.
Okay. So go ahead and roll perception -1.
Oh wow, I passed quite well.
So
So you do find a door. It is about the center of the back wall.
I open it.
There is more dark.
oh, you found a door.
Guys, there is a door here.
Oh, is there?
Yes, there's a door. Another door. Let me guess, it's dark in there too.
Look, do you
Yeah.
have anything to do with this crushing headache?
I could make it worse, but I doubt you want that.
Why did you even say?
Flustered zebra is flustered.
High-pitched shrieks usually don't help with headaches.
I'm just in pain. Doc, do you have
I
any
would like to
candy?
express my dearest condolences.
Doc, do you
It
have any
depends
candy?
on what kind of sweet tooth you have.
I'm not talking like hard drugs. I'm not talking like that. Just like, I don't know, what kind of medicine just like makes head nuts hurt.
Do you have just like a mild painkiller?
I feel like the answer is probably no.
like I would assume the doctor
major
has an
painkiller.
Advil or something.
Hey,
Like,
or-
Opioid nothing.
Or does he? Yeah, it's like, does he just have candy to opioid, or does he have like ibuprofen and like stuff in between and Tylenol?
Doc takes out his little mint container, pops open, and offers it up to Nasok.
will this kill me?
It depends on what you pick.
That
Doc,
is
how
very
many-
scary.
Doc,
Okay,
what
hold on.
different drugs are in there? Might I ask?
All of them.
Painkillers, muscle relaxants, mild sedatives.
Can you just pick one out for me that won't kill me and make my head nuts hurt?
You should probably cut that in half as well.
Aim for a painkiller, I would
I
say.
would advise taking any kind of unknown mints from that guy.
Oh, I know exactly what the mints are.
Yeah, but I don't. So can you
They're
pick
the ones
one out for
without the
me?
numbers.
Wait, what, Moon?
The mints are the ones without the numbers.
He's right, you know.
It's not wrong.
Okay.
The mints are the ones without the numbers.
Do you know which numbers correspond to which drugs, though?
Of
You
course I
even
do.
see
I'm a
the numbers
professional.
in this light?
And can you pick it out for me? Because I don't know about them.
Well, it's kind of hard to see right now, so these two looks like pretty decent shapes here.
Why do I feel like a die roll is in order to figure out what
Yep.
I got?
Moon, you know what you've got in there. Just number them, roll the dice, and see what you get.
Or you could have gotten at least a little closer to me. I still provide the main fight, the main light.
Nope, it's funnier this way.
Wait. Can like move switch a fire from like big flame to like blowtorch?
Yes, I could do that, but the blowtorch is going to be real small.
It wouldn't necessarily be a good blowtorch either.
I can imagine picking Moo Puffy using her as a plasma cutter.
Yeah, it won't work that way.
My
Sorry.
fire is not that. My fire is not that.
That would be useful, you know? I would find many uses for that.
Of course you would.
What? You mean the Tinker would find use for?
You should roll it twice because you said you pulled out 2.
Oxy isn't too bad. That's not bad.
That
Not,
that would
not
get rid of
super
a headache.
strong.
And Tylenol.
So Oxycontin and Tylenol.
A
reasonably
classic
safe
pairing.
combination.
Yeah, I would.
Would
Sure, I would put those
would those
together.
two have an interaction with one another, or
No,
No,
they're
they just be
often
No.
combined
No.
together.
Yeah, they're quite
Okay.
mixed.
Oh.
So there wouldn't be mixed so
No
very often
pain.
in prescription medication if it was causing a bad mix.
So essentially, you just gave her like the most optimal combination to cure her headache.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty
gave, like,
much.
It was like
Yeah.
generic mild opioid.
I gave her a perfect thing if she twisted an ankle or got shot or something.
But
For a mild
Hey,
headache.
well, I don't know.
For my-
I didn't hear any of the. Well,
Wait, what
okay,
is-
you know
hitting your head.
What is hydro? What is that?
Well, you didn't hit it at a full sprint.
Hydro is a much
Yep.
stronger opioid.
I mean, Oxy and Hydros are basically the same thing. It's what the actual medication is combined with. Some people react better to one or get more of effect from one than the other.
I love that
I mean,
he just has peppermints, cough drops, and then painkillers.
I mean,
It's
I
mostly
find
painkillers.
I find another Oxy or Hydro work on me, but you know.
I'm just gonna take one of the pills that he gives me.
He gave you 2 pills. One is actually Oxycontin and the other is actually Tylenol. You have no idea about
Which
this,
one's
though.
which, nor what those two are.
But,
I'm just going to.
your
I'm
headache will
going
be
to take
going
the witch
away.
candy.
Messiah has no idea that they're actually a good combination. It is completely safe.
It is,
Oh god, what kind of lozenge is it then, Moon? Oh!
Ooh.
Aha! Got it.
Also, I find it kind of funny
so,
that the
We-
pony
we are
doctor does
going
not
to,
have pets.
we are going to stop with the drug talk now that we have taken care of the molehill with an artillery piece.
Wait, I actually have to roll something.
Oh god, I know what that's for.
Okay,
Why?
don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. It is entirely okay.
That's not good.
Oh.
So with the doorway that I'm standing at, I'm just gonna look at him and be like, it's still dark here.
Oh wait, I forgot to roll
You
for
know
the
what?
fire.
Still can't see.
I'm not that close to you.
Yeah, the paraphobia works at as close as like 6 feet.
Yeah,
You know,
speaking of fire, I'd take my fire out for a moment. I need to breathe.
So, you guys heading into the door that Vigil found?
You found another door, Vigil.
Yes,
That
I noticed
requires-
this before.
I was leaving the room, and I was very caught up in what was happening with these.
It's not too dark to hear in here.
So,
We have to go one dark room to enter another.
Investigate. Investigate the door.
so you guys make your way gingerly through the. Okay, Petrol.
There's a table there.
That's sort of a reference the entire time.
But you guys make your way through the cafeteria and get to Petrol's door there. And Fair, if you can go ahead and make your roll.
Go
No-
do your thing.
No negatives this time.
Yeah, that passes.
So the door opens up into a fairly straight hallway. It is slightly angled. This is the right one, so it'd be angled to the left.
Oh, this one's easy. It's just a hallway.
That is easy.
It's slightly angled to the left, though, so
Just watch
Don't walk
someone
straight.
walk into a wall.
So
I can just put out my wings to make sure I don't do that.
you guys get to the end of the hallway, and lo and behold, there's another door.
Who would have guessed?
Shocker.
Another door.
You going to open said door?
What's
Yes,
behind
the door should be
number
open.
N?
Wow. Just throwing an N.
So wait,
I've honestly forgotten
Yeah.
how many doors we've been through at this point. That's why I
The-
just went with N.
The nth door.
so when you guys step through the door, you can now see again. And this room, it's a fairly large room. Large chunks have been ripped out of it in the ceiling and wall portions. There's light streaming through it. Basically, anything that was in the room has been pretty much smashed into corners. There is another door to your left and one on the other side of the room. But sitting in the middle of the room, levitating about a foot off the floor, is a Abyssinian sitting cross-legged. Their eyes are closed and they have a brown and black kind of fur pattern.
Hi?
The Abyssinian opens its eyes, and it's very obvious that this Abyssinian is blind. And looks in your direction and says hello.
So they were more than just nearsighted, they were just straight up blind.
Hold on, wait.
Going here.
Okay, I almost did something stupid, but I wrote and I didn't do it. Alright, hello? Bonjour? Comment ça va? I'm speaking to Abyssinian. Asking like, hello, how are you?
He grunts for a moment and says, apologizes, saying that his zebra is a bit rusty. He hasn't really been conversing with the others in a while.
What language do you speak?
Well, he's obviously speaking Ponish, but he also notes that he is able to speak his own people's language.
Abyssinian tongue. Abyssinian tongue has been all over their fur. It was such a stupid joke. I didn't say that in character. That'd probably be very offensive. I didn't say that.
I mean, it was a pretty rough one.
Similar to their tongues.
That's the joke.
No,
Petro.
I'm being terrible. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, all of our jokes are terrible. It's the only kind of jokes we know how to make.
Well, at least since we can talk to this one in Polish, we can like have all of you also talk if you want.
Yeah. So, what is this place?
He, in a kind of like, this is an obvious answer kind of tone, says, "This is my home."
Your
Well,
place is
we
really neat.
We sort of gathered that much.
I see you like the dark as much as I do.
He sagely says that who needs the light if you can't see it anyways?
Yeah, that's a
That
good point.
Yeah. Well,
That makes sense.
you make a reasonable point there.
Seems like a pretty good defense too.
He nods and says, "It's worked in the past."
I dare say these
It's ran into the table.
adventures here wouldn't. Yeah, sorry about that. We probably wouldn't have made it this far if I couldn't hear the sounds and see.
He nods and says that he was amused in watching that.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit amused too, but
So you were able to watch them?
He points at his eyes and says, "Just because I can't see with these doesn't mean I cannot see."
So you
Is
know what
that
color
why
you
they
are,
call
right?
you-
What's your favorite color?
Why would you ask a blind person what the favorite color is?
You can still see-ish.
They literally just said they could see.
It's a pit.
That doesn't necessarily mean they can see the way we see. Shieldwing sees through echolocation, but that doesn't necessarily mean they can see color, does it?
Color echolocation. God, that would be
That
interesting.
is
That isn't how that works.
It's
They
not.
can see. That doesn't mean they can actually see the same way we see. Their see might be different than our see.
Imagine Cynax trying that. Seeing
The
grey.
The next can see anything.
But Cydax doesn't remember
terms of
being
color.
blind.
the Abyssinian says that the Kelpie is correct.
Oh.
I can concur with that. I
I'm
cannot see
sorry.
color. Or with my ears. I can't see color with my ears.
I can't hear color.
It's like, I cannot hear color.
I can't hear the colors, man. What's going on?
I find it ironic that Fair said that.
That was the joke, I think.
I think it has something that can help with that.
Does doctors carry out edibles, or is it just a joint?
You know, Doc, I might hit you up on that later. Interesting experience. I might. Not right now.
But
As you can see, we're a bunch of idiots here. I'm sorry.
We share the brain cell, okay?
he says
very
that
fair
he's
to
been
have
watching. He's been watching y'all since you stepped foot on the continent, and he's kind of gotten that idea from you, or like that
Mom says it's
impression.
my turn on the brain cell.
Wait,
Very impressed that you've been watching us given the circumstance.
since we've been on the continent.
He nods.
Wow, that is some
That's-
far sight. I
I
look directly into the camera.
yeah, I would say that, you know, we could assume that they can see at great distances using, I don't know, probably some magic mumbo jumbo. Given the name Farseer, I would have thought that would be self-evident.
Can I figure out if it's magic?
It's also a little bit self-ironic.
You can try.
I would also like to ask then,
Did any
does this...
creature not get that they would be able to see, like, great distances with magic or something?
Oh no, I think everyone kind of assumed that that would be the case.
Other than Vigil, evidently.
Okay, just as I
That
thought.
is.
Vigil has the
What
lowest
does that
intelligence. This is
No.
not a
Vigil, you're pretty sure that being blind now is able to give people the ability to see long distances.
That wasn't a crit fail.
Yes, but it still sounded funny. And for all you know, that is
If it crit failed, then most definitely I would believe that.
for all you know that is
Yeah,
true for
I
him
wanna be
though.
blind too.
No, that's kind of detrimental to my thing. You know, flying and all.
So
I'm just gonna screech in the air the entire time.
What? What? You don't want to fly in third person?
If I fly in third person, I'm going to be living in third person.
I just facepalm. Like,
Yeah, so do you know what the purpose of us coming to the continent is? I don't know if you just, like, visually saw us, or if you, like, know what we're on about. Whatever.
he nods.
So you know that we're here to try and find my sister then, right?
He nods again.
So, would you be willing to help then?
He tells you that he's willing to release like his portion of the barrier, but first you need to let him see into your mind.
I volunteer.
I have the best mind for this.
He,
Because, like, you can see all of the stuff with Kalilu to begin with. Which I think would, yeah, whatever.
He notes, well, he is particularly interested in yours. He does want to see all of them. Like, everybody's fine.
And I go first, though. Get it out of the way.
He does say that he
Show you
is
mine
not
if you show me yours.
He does note that he is not a particularly powerful telepath and cannot work against resistance. His thing is clairvoyance. We just lost somebody.
Fair. We just lost
New
fair.
creature.
So, does
How unfair of him.
Oh, hi.
Shish.
Everybody who is still present agree to his terms?
Yes.
I'm a bit hesitant,
Yes.
but
If he gets to look in my mind, I want to look in his.
He
I can imagine
is
the confused look on his face.
thoughtful for a moment before asking if you're sure you want to see what he has to show you.
Wait, Nameless, I would like to do a little bit of resistance around... Sorry, I just saw a flash outside. I'd like to do a little bit of resistance around a certain thing. Gestures to Veg. You know what I'm referring to.
Yes, I'm sure.
And to answer your question, I do not know what you're talking about, actually. You will have to...
Once.
So, he spreads his hands out, palms down, and you feel like it almost feels like somebody is poking a finger through your brain.
Yeah.
Very,
Feels weird.
it
Thank you.
feels almost like the finger, though, is made of smoke, for lack of a better description. It is very insubstantial, and anytime it comes in contact with something that could be measured as resistance, it kind of just dissipates a bit before resuming in a different direction. Unlike with Kaya, this one's prodding is less of file folder and more of a selecting random images of past events. For Doc, because you were the only one that asked, which means you were the only one that gets to see. You see lots of images of like the past for this Abyssinian, and you do see quite a few experiments. His is a bit less traumatic than what Nasa experienced talking to Kaya, because not long after he is selected for testing, he goes blind as they try to force out abilities and transplant abilities, and it turns from a sensation or like vision and like whatnot to just varying sensations of pain, and then at some point he's able to essentially third-person view the world.
Does he see in color?
No, not really.
You had to ask that.
Think of
Season sound.
if you guys have seen The Matrix and you know the like vision that Neo gets at some point where he's like seeing
Oh God, yep.
yeah, something similar to that, maybe less green and slightly more detailed.
So. Yeah.
But for the most part, he shows you the majority of like he doesn't show you everything, but because you can tell because there are certain jumps. But you do get a good idea of like some of the experiments being run. There is he shows you like a facility at some point that they were testing who knows what on that just kind of vanishes in a what appears to be a black hole. And there's quite a few other experiments that end in a much less pleasant way. Anything in particular that you are wanting to try and find out, though?
Anything that looks like he's trying to hide?
As far as you can tell,
Is this here later?
you're not particularly. Actually, you know what? Roll an intelligence check.
Aha, this is where y'all realize Doc is an idiot.
I believe in you, Doc.
So you do get a portion that seems to be like more heavily guarded as you are allowed through his mind with his guidance. Let me go ahead. If you want to try and force your way through, you can roll will and see if you can beat his. Okay. So, yeah. You just barely beat him. Oh, excuse me. So, you do get... There is a set of memories that he appeared to have been guarding from you. One of them is from his perspective at a much younger age, as he is... he's in to you, an unfamiliar city. You do get the impression that this was his home beforehand, and he's, at the time he's playing in an alley with a ball that he was chasing. But as he entered the alley, he saw a shadow, and then everything went black. And he remembers waking up several times, very dizzy and out of sorts, in what appeared to be some sort of like shipping container kind of deal before he arrived at the facility. The other memory that he was guarding was after he had been blinded. He is very much distraught. You get powerful like waves of sorrowful emotion and the sound of a zebra voice. You know it's a zebra voice because of the accent is incredibly similar to Nassau's, but it is not quite the same. It does sound slightly younger as well, but they are trying to comfort him. But other than that, there doesn't seem to be anything in particular that he is hiding. Most of the more recent events are generally just watching things around the continent, which is fairly dry, as not a lot seems to happen. You get the occasional surviving zebra group getting wiped out by, like, groups of roving undead, and, you know, occasionally war goes on a rampage, just kind of, like, making a mess of nothing in particular.
Damn. Whole continent to look at, nothing to watch.
It does appear, though, that his clairvoyance is not, like, anywhere near an omniscient level. Like, he cannot watch the whole continent at the same time. So it seems like he moves his focus around. His most recent memories are of watching you guys. You do get a great deal of amusement from him as he is watching you guys attempting to navigate the cafeteria.
So I'm watching him watch us.
Yes, his most...
I'm watching us as him.
Yes. And you could tell he was very amused by all of it.
Best trip ever.
So this amused him.
Yes.
Our struggling amused him. Where have I heard this before?
I would not know. I have no clue what you're talking about.
X.
But, yeah, that is like, as far as you can tell, there's nothing that he is trying to hide from you, other than those. You do get a sense of, like, annoyance at the violation. But, other than that...
He has to go through our minds first. If anything, he has no room to be thinking ill of this.
Now, what do? You guys are back in your own heads and not having anybody digging through them.
Well, glad that's over with.
So, did you enjoy the show? I say kind of semi-sarcastically.
He chuckles a bit before saying that it was actually quite interesting and informative, and looks at Doc and says something about potential.
I'm going to pretend I didn't understand that there was something weird going on there.
I just sit down and curl up a bit.
So, he tells you that he will release his section of the barrier, but he does also inform you that he is one of the more civil of his siblings. So, he cannot
It
vouch
doesn't
for
ease
how...
time.
That much is evidence so far.
He cannot
And you
vouch.
also happen to drop whatever magic is stopping us from turning on lights within your domain.
He tells you he can, while you are here, he will drop the darkness, but he cannot necessarily help the exploding light bulbs. As if on cue, you can hear from the hallway that you guys, not the ones that you guys came from, but the opposite one, you hear the sound of a popping light bulb.
Why?
Why are you asking
clearly.
why?
Yeah, I'm asking him why.
Why with the darkness?
Why with the
Or why the
darkness,
popping
or
light
like,
bulbs?
Well, no, okay, so he said he can't help the popping light bulbs. The light bulb pops, and I ask him why.
that was more for comedic timing. That wasn't actually his doing.
I'm asking him why he can't stop the light bulbs popping.
He's not an electrician.
So it's literally just faulty wiring that's causing the light bulbs to pop. There's no magical anything
Yes,
having to do
but
with that.
but would you trust somebody that wasn't you, somebody that was just normal knowledge, to go and fix the wiring on lighting. I would say petrol, but I feel like petrol would come out with some bullshit for that. I
I'm
don't
just
know.
gonna sit here quietly.
There's a good potential if you don't do it right, you set whatever building you're in on fire, and he may not be normal, but he is not the burning mare.
Yeah, fair enough.
So,
In the burning mare's domain, I imagine it would be quite bright.
yeah, because it's constantly on fire.
Yeah, those two do tend to go hand in hand.
I never would have guessed. It's honestly an interesting parallel to draw there.
So, what do?
Can we ask him who any of the other more civilized ones might be?
He tells you that for the most part, let's see, the Rat King is more indifferent, but that doesn't mean he's going to make their life, like y'all's lives, easy. The Beast Lord is more interested in his animals than anything else, but they're very protective of him. He tells you that the Shade is incredibly shy.
Probably why they hide in the shade.
He warns you that famine, pestilence, war, and death are known for their tempers,
Oh, we've already noticed that.
and the Warped has a tendency to lash out at everything. But none of them bother visiting him because of how dangerous he can be. The Burning Mare is... nobody's quite sure what she'll do next. Is very volatile individual. And the Pumpkin King and the Puppeteer both like a good show. It's just what is amusing to their twisted sense of humor is the terrifying question.
Oh.
Good thing I'm great at jokes.
Doc doing mod level stand up. Hey, Fizz back.
We could probably get away with going to either the Rat King or the Shade first.
I must have missed something.
By first, I mean like the next.
Shade would be.
The Shade would probably have to like.
The Puppeteer
Approach.
also had the twisted sense of humor.
As long as we approach the Shade gently, and
Wait, actually, Pinker, I think you might actually be like the best to approach the Shade.
He does ask if you have been having nightmares, by the way.
Oh, all the time.
He notes that is probably the Shade's doing.
Oh my god.
Maybe we can ask the Shade to stop giving us nightmares.
He tells you that it is more like an involuntary thing,
Oh,
and that the Puppeteer and the Pumpkin King will both use that to warp the nightmares. So, for the most part, they enjoy the very pointed types where, lots of people close to you dying, you doing terrible things and whatnot. He does say that it is very difficult to get the shade to suppress any of that. Although he does say that he has noted something else has been hijacking that ability with the shade.
Being?
He shrugs.
Okay then. So then, can we could probably try to go to, like either Beastmaster Shade or, Rat King next. I think we still have time within the day.
Can we get your name before we leave?
He says that, his name was, hold on. Brain, I had this written down somewhere. Let me find it.
The name was Brain?
No. Give me a sec.
Sorry, his name is. I had this written down somewhere.
No, not again.
Petrol, shut the hell up. Give me a second.
1.
Vigil, this is how you get killed. Shush.
Damn it.
Lightning strikes Vigil.
His name is Kassan.
A son?
There you go.
Yes.
I'm just gonna say there's like a million variations to that.
Yes. He said that was the name given to him by his parents before he was kidnapped.
Oh.
So, speaking of nightmares, now that you guys have gathered some information, it is starting to get late. It took you the better part of the day. I would say you have probably about 2 hours before the sun sets.
We could probably like make it to the next actual base and like set up a camp for while we still have time.
Do we know which one we're going to?
Rat King. Rat King. I've decided.
Okay. Do we know which tower that is?
That is an excellent question.
So it would be nice if somebody could do a little map to help me remember this. But he says that it is the one directly opposite his and next to the one that Warped lives in.
Well, that'll be interesting.
So, to answer any questions, yes, that will be all the way around the other side.
Yeah, it's gonna take us the rest of the day to get over there.
Considering how large the area is, it would take you about half a day's travel to get all the way around, because you would have to go all the way around the outside with the way that you guys are doing this.
So yes, quite considerable distance.
Yes, there are 13 of them, and they're, for the most part, decent-sized buildings that are evenly spaced around a city.
Why don't we go at them one by one?
What's that?
Or are we like gonna have to pass a bunch of them on the way to the Rat King?
Yes.
Yes.
Why wouldn't we just go at them as they come?
Because
We're scared. That's why.
You're a bunch of
Not only
babies.
scared, we have very little information on these guys. So by going to the ones that we know are peaceful first, we get more information to prepare us for the worst.
Which would be the 4.
Yeah.
The angriest and most violent.
particularly war and death.
Yeah.
It's almost like their very thing is murder.
What? Nah. They chill. We buds.
Oh, really?
Do you not remember the artillery volley from last session?
Valerie, hang on a second.
Shut up.
Yes, I remember the artillery volley when they were flying at me.
They were just challenging us to a Nerf battle.
With live ammo?
They do things differently out here, okay?
Instead of if you get hit, you lose. If you get hit, you die.
They take it very seriously, okay? Don't judge them.
If you die in the game, you die in real life.
Oh my god, shut up.
If you think about it really hard, war is just a Nerf battle in SAO.
Shut up.
Please tell me you can hear the facepalm.
So, you guys going to make camp?
Might as well. We're at a safe area.
Okay. So,
Which means which isn't going to be defensive camouflage either.
are you going to still post a watch?
Sure.
I don't think we need to.
We seem to have an ever-present watcher. If we're here.
Yeah, we
Even if
kind
we're
of
not
do.
here.
It's good to maintain the habit of keeping watch.
I mean, he has to sleep eventually. He's not, like...
Just always watching. He does it when he happens to be awake.
So he knows when we're sleeping and he knows when we're awake.
He's
Nope.
Santa Claus.
God damn it.
Thing.
Thank
He's
you for
not.
getting where I was going with that.
His job
They
is
keep
to
a list.
watch.
No.
That's why we
Worse.
need
Keeps
to
a
do
list
watch.
of which ones of us are good and which ones of us are bad. He'll get back to us in a few months.
Does he have a list?
I am going to ignore all of that.
Add that to the list of pictures you can hear.
Okay, so... Is that a no to watch, or are you going to...
Doing my watch as normal. Regardless, if others decide to do watch stuff, then whatever. But I mean, I'm doing my watch regardless.
Okay. Well, you will need to roll perception. Is anybody joining her, or...
I will.
Okay.
Doc's gonna stay up, but less so of keeping watch and more so to go over medical puns in his mind.
Keeping notes. Yes.
You're really gonna try and do stand-up for... well, we'll see how this goes. You know, I am already prepared for the Doc tried to win them over with stand-up, which went well.
Okay. So, while Doc is
Oh,
rehearsing his stand-up, the return of the thing from the corner of your eye. that just outside of your peripheral vision.
the sleep paralysis demon.
Oh god.
The hide behind.
What does Doc do?
Are you practicing stand-up?
Pays no attention to the thing in the corner of his vision. Yeah, I see you. I just want these puns.
He's got his priorities in
I
check.
need puns.
Doc
See, I have an
practices
audience.
stand-up. Thing in the corner of his mind, or in the corner of his vision.
Oh, an audience.
Hey, Sleep Paralysis Demon, do you think this pun's very good?
It continues to sit there in the corner of like your field of vision. Nobody else notices it, but it is there as long as you don't look at it.
All I can say is, what the fuck was that? Just that bit there.
For the current 2 on watch, if you're not going to do anything, then just pick who you wake up.
Trying to think if I could pick up. Probably like Nope. Just that's it. Actually, Doc. Wake up, Doc.
Doc is already awake. So
I am Doc. Sorry.
Practicing stand-up comedy on
Doc, you can practice.
possibly a hallucination.
Doc, you can practice stand-up comedy while doing a perception roll. Does Bunny try to wake
Whoever
anybody
the
up?
I
unlucky
would
son
like to
that
wake up
Buddy Puddle wakes up.
Petra's character by splashing water in his face.
Oh my god, you're gonna give the man PTSD!
I just imagine like a like specifically face-sized spray of water, just pressurized.
I wake up with my dive reflex kicking in, but also I aim my gun right at the Kelpie's head. Try that again, and there'll be bullets through you.
I look forward to it. Now get on watch. I want to go to sleep.
So, go ahead and
Just out of curiosity, is this room large enough to formulate lightning?
no.
Vigil should have to make some form of sanity check to see if he loses his mind listening to Doc's puns.
Well, apparently I'm blind anyway. I'm joining the fucking joining Kassan. Blind.
You are so pissy right now that you cannot see.
All I'm seeing is red.
And
Oh,
Doc's was
joy.
yes. Ah, yes, it is hacks.
Oh joy.
I do so love picking on you, hacks. Ow. Hiccups. And where is... There we go. So,
Bunny, I don't think
But
I
this
like
is
remember straight off
Okay,
the,
I'm gonna need a minute
look.
to read this.
yes, also, you are welcome to share as much as you would like, but no reading it word for word. Share what you think your
Paraphrasing.
character... Yep.
Well, I have to read through it first. It's gonna take me a minute if you guys want to
I
talk
cannot
amongst
figure out how to
yourselves.
make this work.
So what? You probably have to put like just anything other than a number short of that second exclamation mark. So otherwise, it would harder to detect that instead.
Okay.
So you could just like put the word sleep and then yeah. So
I
do
am
it now.
trying to make the map. Who do you said was next? The opposite was the Rat Kings, right?
Rat King is opposite
And
from
next.
Farseer, and Warped is next to Rat King, to the left.
Would it be like if you cross it directly left?
So if you are facing the Farseer, it is to the left of the Farseer from that direction.
Okay, because my map is very shitty. Because right now I'm just trying to get the general idea of it, and I'm about to show you how much of a shitty map it is. Because right now my tablet isn't fucking working. Ah.
Also,
The Kelpie is moving.
tablet is not working, I have to do some bullshit.
Discord, if you would mind loading an image, that would be great.
Nah, I'm good.
So yeah, I got my little text map on because holy
If you
Oh.
it is a
to
bitch.
so for the two on watch, Hax's character is going absolutely spastic right now, like freakouts and whatnot, but still asleep.
Do I notice this at all?
I will note that it does seem to be much more, I guess, violent than previous nightmares.
So, would I notice it at all?
Oh yeah, hell yeah! This would be even with a fail.
I walk over to Clinker and like poke and prod with the butt of my gun to see if he'll wake up.
That does not draw any response, other than continued flailing.
Hmm.
And what? He's lucky that I didn't kick the gun out of his hooves.
No, you
specific-
seriously struggle with that. I have retained weapon 18.
Yeah, he does have the ability to retain his weapon.
But does it work quite as well when he's holding it by the wrong end?
I have retained weapon skill. It doesn't matter. I'm going to try slapping with my wing.
Still no response.
I'm going to go over to the Kelpie and wake her up simply so I can get her to pour water over Clinker.
Okay. And does the bunny douse the clinker?
I'll be back in a moment.
I suppose. Splish.
So, Hax, go ahead and roll a will save for me.
Well, that's on nose.
Okay, so you are able to wake up, but not before the end of the dream.
Are you okay? I don't think he's okay, guys.
And I'm back. So Clinker's awake, presumably?
Yeah, I don't think he's doing too hot.
I can say that.
Um,
Clinker, you are good?
I think that is a
Doc,
no.
are you going to check in on this situation at all?
I guess I'll give up my newest pursuit temporarily to resume the age-old practice of medicine.
Okay.
Unlicensed now.
I'm not sure you were ever licensed, but
So
I was licensed. I wrote it myself.
you can check for physical, like any kind of physical issues with your like appropriate skills if you would like. So you do a check, but for the most part, he seems okay. He does have a bit of a nosebleed, just like the bare beginnings of one. Like it's not really that bad. But there's also something that you notice while looking at his eyes, besides the fact that the pupils are acting rather erratically for what you would expect. But you also see just barely catch as something seems to fade out of the pupil. Here is, I am sending you the thing that you see. Whether or not you share it is up to you.
I suspect magic.
So, what do? That was kind of aimed at Doc, because suspecting magic is not doing a thing, that's just saying a thing. And barely even that. So.
I mean, now it's time to perform some medicine and take my best guess.
I hate that
This is
picture.
the best course
That
of action.
picture is terrible. Why would you?
No.
That reminds me of Flapjack.
That's literally where it's from.
Oh, well, that would be a good reason why it reminds me of Flapjack.
That'll do it.
So, what are you doing to perform medicine? Like,
Well, the thing is, if the cause of the problem is magical in nature, there's not much that I can do other than wildly speculate on the best course of action.
and what is your wild speculation on the best course of action?
It's something ambient, or maybe some form of, like, possession. So, perhaps if we move them to somewhere less magical, the symptoms will subside.
Could I try and roll thaumatology?
Yes, you can try. Emphasis on try.
Which went well.
Yep.
Slightly closer than last time.
By one.
Yep.
Bun, you can also roll spirit lore if he is saying that he is relaying this out loud.
David. What would that be under? Skills?
Hold on. Doc, are you relaying this out loud?
Yep.
Okay, so yes, it will be under your skills. It would be hidden lore
Stop
spirits.
sending these.
Oh goodness, brain.
Well, I do believe it's an intelligence-related skill, so brain would be important for this.
I'm trying. I'm real trying. I don't know where it is.
So it sounds like she's the one that doesn't have the intelligence roll.
So if you click the
Yeah.
top of the skills box, it will order it in alphabetical order.
Oh. Nice. Okay. Cool.
That should be towards the bottom.
Yes, so as far as you can tell, with what little information Doc has given you, it doesn't necessarily seem like it's a possession, because he didn't get up and do anything creepy. Or mischievous, or just anything in general. He just kind of flailed there. So,
Alright, well, I don't think that he's possessed. I will relay that to everyone else.
Well, that's good, I guess. But
So,
still doesn't help the matter.
so
Yeah, no.
who would like to go for the next watch? Like, who are you waking up? Actually, I should say.
I'm gonna wake up Shieldwing.
Okay. And Doc, are you waking anybody up? Since you have been.
Nope, I'm going to chill here with my newly found patient.
So no sleep for Doc?
No sleep for Doc.
Okay. With less sleep, does that give you a penalty?
Yeah.
Okay. So, need you guys to roll your perceptions.
Everyone?
No, just the
Who's
two
on
that are awake.
watch?
Oh, I'm done.
I could have told you that.
Okay. Moon, did you type that right?
I mean, it's supposed to be 12, but I failed, I failed either way.
Okay. So, time for the next round of trauma. Who is this time?
That's Moon again.
That is
Okay, I guess return of the thing from the corner of your eye. Why is it always... It always seems to roll yours when you're awake.
He's unfaceable anyways. It's not like the nightmares would really get to him.
Eh. So. It is now the time of the day.
hiss. Hiss.
Yeah.
Wait, hiss. Are you our rooster? Our snaky rooster?
Snooster.
Roll again for...
Something like that.
He was wondering. Camille was wondering if you should roll again because you keep getting Moon, presumably.
Nah, I'm just gonna ramp up how many people are getting nightmares.
Rolls Moon 3 times.
I don't know if that quite turned out how you wanted it, Cameo.
It looks fine to me.
Yeah, isn't it the same as the other one she did?
It is all on one side for me.
No, that's just you.
Okay.
Fine with everyone else.
No,
Looking at mobile,
I am on PC. But for you guys, what are your plans? Are you going to travel around to the Rat King?
This is probably something we can try to get done today.
Does anybody know where any bingos are?
Is anybody?
Wait, did you say mangoes?
Asking for a friend.
He could just have his window sized weirdly.
Ugh, disgusting. Not having
Okay,
full
so
screen.
that one looks round
I never
to
run
me.
Discord at full screen.
But
Heathen.
I always run
Because
Discord at
it's
full
picture.
screen.
Also, anyways, it's I run Discord on my second monitor to begin with, which is 1600 by 900. So full screen will produce a different result, anyways.
Fucking silver spoon.
What?
2 monitor setup.
It's
Okay,
funny
yes, my
how-
second monitor that I got for free. But
You're not saying
Okay,
anything
let's
that's
just
helping your
completely
case.
ignore that. I just want to point out how it's funny how I'm not the cartographer and yet I'm the one who ends up making all the maps. Cough, cough.
and by got for free, Petch, I mean
Ah,
Blake
I
had
see what it
monitor
was.
he was throwing out, and so he gave it to me.
I had the I have the member list open on mine, so
Oh, so it skewed it.
So do
always
I.
have the member
It's
list.
So do
Please.
I.
I
It's
mean,
just a you issue.
How big is your member list? Is it like a quarter of the screen?
If I'm correct, you
a
can.
little under than that.
What? Why? It
Okay,
should be like a
regardless.
tenth of the screen.
Regardless, so now that it's a new day, can we do health checks?
Yes. Nasa, you wake up
It's-
kind of in pain and missing 3 HP.
Well, that didn't
it-
go super well.
Is that from? Is that from the drugs from yesterday? Your candy?
No. That
Oh.
is not what it is from. I can vouch for that. But I will not
Can
tell
I
you
s-
what it was from.
Can I still roll my health check, or do I not get one?
You get your health check.
Thank you. Pass. I forgot my number, but whatever.
Health check?
Health check is if you have
Or down
any
HP.
reductions in your health. Essentially, after a rest, you get to see if you gain a health point back or not. Since I also have position, if I roll it and I pass, you get another health on top of that.
I did not have any health missing, so I will not.
Hold on, I am answering some questions. So, wait for Fair to finish his roll.
2 years later.
Pass or fail.
Check on that. That is actually a fail. Fail by 1.
Were you missing any HP though?
1.
Okay.
I passed my physician though, so
Yeah, so you're back up to full. The physician is an extra health point.
alright. So we're gonna go. Do.
Okay, give me just a second. So, Just double checking something, Moon. The physician checks in the morning are like basic checkup kind of deal, right? Making sure nobody's like banged up.
I mean, checkup would be part of it, but it would also be treating any injuries the person has, make sure like no one's getting worse, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So would you have noticed that I like feel worse than yesterday?
So Give
Not
me-
unless you say so.
yeah, there's no obvious like tells on it. Although for Moop, you do notice for Nasa there is an injury you don't remember seeing last time you checked her near her shoulder area.
Which shoulder?
Nasa, were you moving in your sleep a weird way?
Not that I'm aware.
I don't know where you got this injury from. Because when I checked on you yesterday, you didn't have this. Then again, I wasn't really checking the shoulder. So it's a bit kind of a weird thing.
I don't know where I got this from. I'm sorry.
You should be careful. When you try sleeping, make sure you like soften the ground a bit extra, okay?
Yeah, I'll try. Open up. I heard knocking.
There was no knocking. I was setting my phone down because trying to coordinate a few things with players.
Okay, I thought I heard knocking. That is why I said that.
So
Hey, Doc. I know you barely sleep as is, but did you get any sleep last night?
What are you talking about? I'm as well rested as ever.
That didn't answer my question. Did you get any sleep at all? Or did you just take a bunch of drugs just to get by?
You're so cruel to your teacher.
I gotta make sure! Especially because you seem more tired. Which is kind of weird. So did you take drugs? Or did you actually sleep?
Oh, my young student. When have I not taken drugs?
I still
You know
don't
I
think
meant drugs to replace sleep, not just drugs to do drugs.
he still hasn't answered the question.
Exactly. Answer me. I will poke you. Answer.
Are you sure he even needs?
Yes, Doc needs sleep. He doesn't need as much sleep, but he still needs sleep. That's why I'm checking.
I gotta say, I've never seen him blink.
What are you talking about? He blinks often. Not too often, but often.
You gotta stop yourself there for a moment. You're like, he blinks often.
Well, like, to be honest, I've seen him blink like 3 times yesterday. But that's because I don't often look him in the eyes. But I did see him blink 3 times. So,
He also
yeah,
wears a
it
mask.
happens. Also, Axe? What? I mean,
that is IRL hacks needs sleep.
Mhm.
Although I will note that
oh
Clinker
my god, it was just like hacks?
does look unusually worn down compared to the usual amount of worn down.
Clinker? Did you have a night?
Mm?
Because I know you went to sleep. But did you have a nightmare?
I don't want to talk about it.
Hug?
So Clinker is being hugged.
I think I didn't sleep well.
Clinker
I felt kind of
pushes
out of
Moop
it
away.
today.
So
I swear, at this point, I'm going to have to bury everyone. That seems so. Good layer of dirt seems to make things better.
In the end, we all end up buried, don't we?
Not exactly. I mean, there are plenty of times where you don't get buried at all, and you know what? I'm not gonna go into this conversation.
you know, like when you explode.
I wasn't
Demolition
talking
is
about
an
exploding.
option.
I was talking about a scarecrow situation. Anyway, we should get moving. Yes.
I never thought my jokes would be bad enough to instill a sense of existential dread into someone.
Please don't start. We're already suffering in the morning as is.
Oh no. As far as last night goes, Doc, I would consider your jokes a highlight.
I think you're okay.
You know, I'm getting the impression that he's not.
He's clearly had nightmares, and some very bad ones. I've definitely seen him sleep.
Just if you die, you become a spirit, and your spirit can do stuff involving like nature and stuff. It's very cool. Like, cue me giving like a 1-hour presentation on like the animistic beliefs of the zebras.
As we're walking, right? You're doing that
Yes,
as
we're doing that.
I'm imagining the Anakin and Padme meme format as we're walking, right? As we're walking, right?
Oh, we actually... Hold up. Actually, someone send that to me so I can actually draw that later when my tablet is working. And then we could literally submit that in for the... for the blooper reel for whenever the fuck that we get to this episode.
Yeah, Petrol, when is that gonna happen?
Fuck off.
I thought we were skipping episodes for blooper review. The reveal. So,
he takes a while because he doesn't pay attention.
So, Shieldwing will politely refuse checkup from Doc as on account of.
Well, this time it's from Moop.
She's not entirely. Well, no. Not. I don't entirely trust everyone enough for that yet. Maybe next time.
do the check on you too.
What?
I didn't hear what you said.
You're gonna need to say that again.
I could still do the checkup on you too.
It's alright. I'm fine anyway.
You sure? Because I could do it while we're walking. It's not that hard.
Well, let me get to know you a little bit first. Then I might let you poke around my armor.
Okay.
Well, my name's Moopaloop. I am a dragon. I was actually born during one of the offs.
Not exactly what I meant, but thanks for the effort.
Oh. Okay then.
The disappointment in that was immeasurable.
The days were
was ruined.
We really do share a brain cell. We really do share a brain cell, and it fired for all three of us at once.
So, before we continue, would you guys like to put a pin in it for now? Because I know a couple of you are a bit lacking in the sleep department.
Oh yeah, I felt terrible today for some reason.
So yeah, it looks like we're putting a pin in it.
A pin on it would be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just edit the thing so we be catched up. Where the fuck is the time zone shit? Okay.
So, for those of you that may or may not still be watching, if you're enjoying this and would like to see them continue their adventures, you can go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. And if you would really like to help support, we have a Patreon link in the description. For the $1 tier, you will be able to get access to our Discord community. For the $5 tier, we do a post-game discussion where the majority of the players and myself hop into a stage and we will discuss what happened in the games, ideas, things like that. And then the $10 tier gets a shout out at the end of every video. A big thank you to Haxros, Gilded Page, Cameo Shadowness, Sawtooth Waves, and Alexander. Other than that, we hope to see you tomorrow for the Peacemakers of Equestria, and everybody have a great evening and drink water.
Well, the bomb got dropped upon us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown, we'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came